uh, it was good. We got some from the speaking defensively. I was working on that side today, but a lot of two-back runs from Atlanta, which we appreciated, just to be able to look at it. And we didn't have pads on, but just to be able to go through the mental aspect of it and get ourselves fitted to it. I thought it was clean, came out healthy, good competitive practice, and I feel like we all got a lot out of it, especially with all the red zone work.
Robert, when you get a chance to watch or to practice against a team like this, I mean, were you able to see more so than when you're going up against each other the growth of this team in terms of how much, I guess, more talented you are this year maybe compared to last year and the growth of some of the young guys?
Yeah, you see it in the way we practice, just from an efficiency standpoint. Our standard in terms of the way our receivers are catching and running and finishing, our backs, the way they're finishing every down, the communication on the defensive side of the ball. I think Atlanta does a really good job getting in and out of the huddle so quick with all their motions and movements that they've got. Our communication is much better than it was a year ago, so we've improved greatly in that regard, and so there has been a jump, and I still anticipate us growing even more. Yeah, he took a shot to the ribs. I think he's going to be all right. It was a helmet.
What's your plan for Monday night?
I'm still I'm torn on it. I'm still going. I wake up one day and I'm like, okay, they're going to play. The next day I wake up and they're not going to play. I think there's tremendous value in this one. I think this one's different because it is Monday Night Football, and we're such a young team that a lot of guys, that's what you dream of, right? Is Monday Night Football, and you never want to make a game bigger than it needs to be. But there's still that human aspect in terms of how they grew up and how people view Monday night, and the fact that it's the only game on TV, all their peers are watching, and the biggest thing for me is like it's a great opportunity to give our guys that opportunity to go through the mental aspect of a heightened environment and something that they dream of, so they can manage week one, So yeah, I'm torn on that one.
What about Joe specifically? He doesn't need that.
No, but I put him in the same boat. It's like he's got. He doesn't need it, but I feel like everyone could always use it just as a reminder of how to get yourself prepared and making sure that every game is just a normal game.
You said that while he's missed the last time. What do you think you'll do with him? Have another one you're torn with?
I'm torn with him too. I'm torn with all of them. I am, because we got 2 really good days of work, and normally with these joint practices, you don't want to practice or play in the game because you feel like you've gotten a heavy workload. And I know we practiced last year, and then we still played, and it was like bloodshed this week. So so far so good as opposed to last year. But anyway.
So it's conceivable that you could just be played back after that.
Yeah, for sure.
Outside of just health, like what do you exactly want to get out of this preseason?
Really want to get continued growth, especially from our young guys. We're trying to figure out who we've got, and when you look at the 40 through 53 part of the roster and trying to figure all that stuff out, you're looking for continued growth out of your young guys. We're looking for continued growth out of communication, offensively and defensively. So you're just looking for growth in terms of the way we operate, play in and play out.
Zuniga was especially active in the first game with a sack, potential quarterback pressure. What have you seen from him? Obviously, your D line is really deep, but is he making an impression?
Yeah, he is. He's the big thing for Zoo. He's got all the talent in the world. He's got arm length. He's got speed, explosiveness. He's got good pass rush repertoire. He can play violent. The whole thing for him is going to be consistency. We talk about it in there that consistency is the truest measure of performance, and you can be consistently bad, you can be consistently good. It's going to tell you who you are, and Zoo is trending. He's definitely trending. He's much better than he was a year ago, and he is making an impression, and now it's just a matter of him just continuing to stack days to cement what he's becoming.
What timetable have they encouraged?
We're still waiting on that one. I know he's getting looked at and stuff, but I haven't gotten a timetable yet.
What's Jordan Whitehead like behind the scenes for you all?
Love Jordan. Every once in a while, a guy sneaks out of a building in free agency for one reason or another, and he's one of them. He's not normally a guy that you see exiting buildings that they were drafted in, and he he is absolutely phenomenal. His mental makeup, his leadership, the way he prepares every day, his play style, he really is a total package, and just thankful that he's here.
That a 25-year-old, steps into a new team and immediately can take a leadership role. So is that sort of special to you with him, or?
Yeah, and I think the way the way he's done it is cool, because he doesn't try to be the leader. He just naturally becomes one because of the way he approaches his day-to-day business. He's a great young man. I think he's likable in the locker room, and he's definitely made of the right stuff. Yeah, expecting Dwayne to be back for to make sure he's getting reps next week.
Is that enough time for the line to gel?
I think so. Like I said, he's in the meetings. He's going through all the walkthroughs. It's just a matter of getting those team reps and going live.
Talk about this team and kind of evaluating the big picture. It's always about how young the team is, especially Zach is a focus of that, but you're still a young head coach during your second year. Do you feel like you're part of that, evaluation of, do you feel like you have something kind of improved in your second year here?
Yeah, I feel like I try to live by what I preach with regards to go to bed better than when I woke up, and trying to figure out what it is I can do better. How can I serve Eric over here better? How can I serve our coaches better? How can I be a servant to this organization to help everyone around me get a little bit better? And that's what I'm trying to focus on, and just trying to help facilitate whatever message we need or whatever we might need. What does the linebackers coach need? What does the linebacker need? What is it that I can do better to help people around me get better? And that is an everyday challenge for myself. But I don't think you ever reach the pinnacle of what you think you are. I think you've always got room to get better. And but especially you're right. I mean, I'm only 2 years in. I probably don't know half the stuff Bill Belichick knows, but trying to get there.
When you sat down after last season, you're doing self-scout on all this different stuff, but is there anything where you say you self-scout as a head coach?
I self-scout the schedule, self-scout game decisions, in-game decisions. We hired a new situational coordinator, so we're sitting down and going through all the situations with him and how he would have seen things differently and what I could do differently in the moment. And so you're absolutely always going back. I really believe that every human should look inward before they try to address a problem. So if there's a problem, look inward first before you start pointing fingers. The old saying, for every finger pointing at one person, there's 3 pointing back. But so you just try to solve problems inward first, and then you kind of go up the ladder from there. But you're always, at least for me, speaking for myself, I'm always trying to figure out where I can be a little bit better, especially in adverse situations.
Improvements you've seen on defense, communication, and so forth. As a defensive guy, I mean, that's how you made your reputation in the league. What was last year like? I mean, how did it sit with you seeing defense finish, I think, 32nd and,
No, it wasn't good. It's frustrating, but it's still being in this chair. You want the defense to do well, but it doesn't matter if the defense is doing well and the offense stinks. So there is a global aspect to it. I want them all to be great. We all want to be number one in every single category. We want to be our absolute best. Is it frustrating because you can't come up with the answers to help put the guys in better positions at those particular moments, or you're fighting together and you're trying to find what the answers are? For sure. Do I think we're the 32nd ranked defense? I mean, you are what your stats say they are, but there's things that you can see, and like I said, with analytics and all that stuff, that you can argue. But when we talked about the run game, Samini, the other day, but we're going to be better, and it does sting, especially when any phase is not performing to the way you want it to perform.
Take a couple more. What have you seen from Jermaine Johnson's camp so far? And he's one of those guys who could, I guess, benefit from the way you rotate defensive linemen and just plug him into like a situation and let him go.
I love the way Jermaine has attacked practice. When football for these guys is so easy throughout college that they get here and they've got to figure out a new way to practice. There's a level of skill and a level of professionalism that takes place in the practice field with effort and working on your technique and trying to figure out how you can improve. And that part of his game has been a pleasant surprise, because he has grabbed it by the horns and he is trying to be his best every single day. he is a rookie, so there's going to be a lot of things that he has to learn. But at the same time, he's trying to contribute on teams. He's trying to contribute in the run game. He's trying to contribute in the pass game. And so his mental makeup, his athleticism, his hand-eye coordination, all that stuff is awesome. And it's just going to be a matter of time before he ties it all together with power, and he becomes exactly who we think he'll be.
Constantly. Getting Lamarcus back out there today, getting some team reps. Can you talk about that a little bit? And how about the dynamic that you like with him and Jordan?
He's a veteran. He's been there. He's done that. He communicates well. Our communication elevates when he's in there. Our getting him back there, he is a stabilizing force back there. And when him and Jordan make a pretty darn good team. So really happy he's back. Again, just the overall communication of that back end. We are young at corner. We're young at nickel, and to have two safeties who can relay messages and get all the information needed all the way out to the perimeter, and having him and Jordan, it's a welcome dynamic.
Participation was Carl Vet Day.
Vet Day, yeah.
And then there was someone around the side putting up a jersey on Marcel Harris, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dealing with a hammy. Should be another week or two.
Robert, what were your impressions of Lagan Tomlinson when you guys were together in San Fran? And what have you seen from him? What do you like about him?
Yeah, he's the same to me. You talk to him, and I don't know if he's done a press conference yet, but he's as well mannered as you can and well spoken as you can get. And then, you get in the meeting room, same thing. He's very thoughtful, and then he puts a helmet on, and then something crazy happens. Like he's almost Dr. I don't know, the Jekyll Hyde thing, but it's amazing, especially on game day. Like if you're he will headbutt you if you're in his way. He's a whack job on game day, but he's a professional, an unbelievable human being. Very, very deliberate in the way he prepares. Everything is the same. Everything is exactly like we thought. And I've said it before: money makes you only more of what you already are. And he's gotten paid, and he's only elevated what we always thought he was. And so he's been great.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Samini's a whack job on game day.
How you doing? How you doing?